Hi, welcome to a genre analysis presentation on Idaho legislature regulations presented by David Brandt. In this presentation, we will look at a sample section of Idaho statutes, specifically a section from motor vehicles. Using the rhetorical situation, we will identify the context, subject, audience, and purpose of this specific genre. From there, we will move on to the analysis of the document to identify specific patterns and structures in the genre. Finally, we will look at how genre theory can help us to understand and identify different issues that may occur when working in this type of genre. So here's a brief view of the document we are analyzing for this presentation. We will revisit this more in depth, but wanted to give you a quick snapshot as we dive into some of the background information. Let's first start with some context for the document. We typically see Idaho regulations appear in a web-based format. We would see this type of document used as an informational resource for various audiences ranging from Idaho citizens to lawmakers. We may see these type of documents interact with other genres in perhaps a local court form or law enforcement handbook as perhaps resources to procedures and or responsibilities. The subject of this genre is the law and regulations established by Idaho legislature. Audiences can use these documents as a way to navigate through various procedures established by law. Audiences of this genre include but are not limited to state and local governments, administrative agencies, law enforcement, corporations, specific interest groups, lawyers, and Idaho citizens. The purpose of a statute is to serve as a formal enactment produced by legislature that typically commands, prohibits, or declares policy of a city, state, or country. Now that we have some background information, we can look at the motor vehicle statute as our example for this genre analysis. The structure for all of the Idaho statutes starts with a center title and directly below that a chapter. Each statute is preceded with a set of numbers that indicates the title and the section that the statute falls under. The format is arranged in a typical paragraph form and ranges in length depending on the statute. Courier New is the chosen font and is set at 11 point. The text is set to black and is on a white background, which makes for easy contrast between the background and the text. The sentence structure is rather formal and uses language that typically is not in everyday English. When we look at this information, there are some questions that we can ask ourselves about this genre to help us reveal what some of these patterns might mean. Let's start with who has access to this genre and who might be excluded. We know since this is a web-based platform, the ability to get on the internet is key, especially if you're trying to access this information in a timely manner. Since the language that is used is not designed using plain language, you have to have completed a certain level of education or have a certain level of competency in order to understand the text. Again, this being a web-based platform, there's a certain level of knowledge an individual would have to have in navigating the website to get to the statutes that they might be looking for. So what values, goals, and assumptions are revealed from this genre pattern? The creators of this genre are developing content that impacts a large population of people. The goal is to provide a resource to a wide range of audiences on process and procedures for staying within the lines of the law. The assumption that this genre makes is that it's providing the information in an intuitive way that gives access to a wide and understanding audience. As we can see from the previous question, this isn't necessarily the case. Our last question is, what actions does this genre make helpful and what actions does it make difficult? This genre does provide a resource so that Idahoans and other adjacent audiences have a way to access important information regarding governing laws of the state. However, the language, formatting, and organization of the information make it difficult on various levels for this information to be used as intended. In conclusion, we can see how genre theory can be utilized to improve the overall content of Idaho legislature regulations. This is an area that has potential for a lot of improvement, and as we expand in the world of technical communication, hopefully this is something we see applied to this area. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you learned something new.